June 3rd, 1942, 2 hours after the Japanese begun their invasion of the Aleutian Islands and bombed Dutch Harbor, Alaska. A small crew of 9 hopped aboard a PBY Catalina and took off from seaplane base Dutch Harbor to do some light reconnaissance work about 200 miles south of Dutch Harbor. What they didn't know was about 200 miles south of Umnak, there was 2 aircraft carriers from the Imperial Japanese who just sent another wave of bombers to Dutch Harbor, where they were intercepted by Zeros, shot down. 3 of the 9 crew survived, including our main character, Carl E. Creamer. Carl was then plucked out of the water by a Japanese destroyer. He spent the remainder of the war being shuffled around Japanese POW camps. At the end of the war, when he was released, he spent about 1,183 days in captivity. When he returned home, the US government thought it'd be nice to give him about $1 a day for every day he was captured, which equates about 20,000 US dollars today. Not much, but I really want to talk about this guy because he's just a normal dude. Yeah, I watch a lot of history videos about these crazy people that have done insane things, but rarely are the normal, everyday guys forgotten and talked about. In fact, I'd like to read a little bit of an interview from when he was captured and in the camp right after the bombs dropped. The only weapons that would remain would be swords and bayonets for our own safety. This is when our doctor took over the camp. The Japanese gave us paint and brushes to paint PW on the roofs of our buildings to identify that we were prisoners of war and not to bomb us. They didn't do that beforehand. While we were painting a PW, we got the idea to send pilots a message requesting coffee, sugar, and cream. The next day, our sign was answered. These items were already coming in by the time we got out of bed. There must have been daylight launch from the carriers. The fighter pilots had put the items in their cockpit. Coming low and slow, they inverted the plane upside down, and here came coffee for breakfast. This went on for almost 2 days. We finally had to mark out coffee, cream, and sugar. The compound was getting full of these items. We finally had to mark out coffee, cream, and sugar. The compound was getting full of these items, which had broken when hitting the ground. But we drank coffee all day and night. It was sure good. It sure was good. Fucking words.